Hi everyone, ATMI senior producer Daisy Carter here. Now, before we start the show, I wanted to give a special shout out to an essential worker in my life, my godmother. She is a hardworking single parent of 4 girls, and she has 3 jobs, and she has just been hustling and working so hard, risking her life every single day to go out and just to work to provide for her family. And, every time I, feel down, I just think, she's out there with a smile on her face, knowing that she has to work, and she just inspires me so much, and inspires me more now because, she's providing for her family and, again, just risking her life out there. So, I love you, Nina, and, Now, here's the show.
From the Alaska Teen Media Institute, this is Podcast in Place, Youth Stories from Quarantine, a series about youth in Alaska during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're bringing you stories, interviews, and audio diaries from teenagers and young adults stuck indoors without anything else to do. I'm ATMI senior producer Quinn White, recording this on my laptop in my grandma's house since the main ATMI studio is closed for the time being. Today we'll be hearing from ATMI producer AJ Yambao. Born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska, AJ is a junior at East High School. He is currently quarantined with his family and their dogs. For this episode, he sat down with his mom to talk about how the quarantine is affecting him. Here is AJ Yambao, recorded in his home on April 26, 2020.
Today is April 26, 2020, and I am going to start. My mom's going to ask me these questions, so yeah, here we go.
What are some of the ways quarantine has impacted you guys?
With a lot of fear. I remember this one time I was watching the news. We noticed that there's 1 case of coronavirus in Alaska. And I noticed by the past few weeks, I noticed how this virus really spreads. This virus spreads really crazy, and that impacts us a lot because we can't go outside, we can't go anywhere else during this time, and it's just a lot of anxiety. Every time we watch the news, we don't know what's going to happen next, and we don't know what's going to be the future.
Tell us about something that surprised you about quarantine. Talk about that and what is surprising.
What's surprising about coronavirus and being quarantined is we get to stay inside for a long time. That's really surprising because I personally, before quarantine, I will be outside all the time. I'll be going places, and now it just feels like you just get to stay inside now, and I just feel this huge wave just came over me and you're just sinking and you can't get out.
What have been some of your concerns and your family members' concern over time?
My concern is food and possibly getting the virus.
Okay.
One time I remember during the first day of quarantine, my mom was being a lot of fear and anxiety. I remember going to Walmart and I see everyone just getting food, everyone getting masks, everyone getting rubber gloves, everyone getting Clorox sprays, toilet paper, and what my first experience was to just get as much food as possible. My other concern is that, like, what if my family gets a coronavirus?
How are you getting along?
We are getting along by actually watching free movies online. Me and my family would usually watch a lot of free movies online, and things has been okay so far.
How have you guys been spending your time? Any advice for others on what to do?
Me and my family has been spending time spiritually. Every night, now and then, my mom has a prayer for us and like say what's new and good, and she reads the Bible and shares the gospel with us every night, now and then. And my advice is to spend as much time with your family, because you don't know if they're going to get the coronavirus, or you don't know if anything would change, and you don't know the future. So spend as much time.
Tell us about some of the things that have changed and how you feel about that.
One thing that has changed so far is my education. My education is online and is on Zoom. I have a laptop where I can do my homework and go on Google Docs, and they will give me an assignment to do. But so far, everything seems to be overwhelmed because my teachers would give me daily work, like more than school work, a lot of homework, and things are not normal as they used to be.
Is there something or someone that you miss?
I miss my best friends. I miss my family members. I miss my social life. I also miss talking to my peeps. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I miss talking to my friends from face to face. But now we are talking in Zoom, and yeah.
Why is this important to you?
Because I want to socialize. You know, I don't want to be stuck in a box. You know,
Okay.
like I don't want to be in one place forever. I want to socialize because I'm more of an extrovert more than an introvert. So yeah.
Will these things be changed forever, or will it go back to normal?
So in my opinion, yes, everything feels like everything's going to go back to normal. Just today, with my family, we decided to go on a road trip to Wasilla to eat Sonic. And what we did was we drove all the way to Sonic, and everything seems to be pretty normal. I've been seeing people jogging with their dogs. I've been seeing people doing social distancing. A lot of people are at Walmart. Things just feel more normal, but more aware as well.
Has quarantine changed your perspective at all on anything?
It changed my perspective of how the world is, you know. I noticed that nature is more of itself, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about the earth so far. And like once everything goes back to normal, I feel like everything is going to be more better and more efficient and more clean, you know?
Anything else you can share?
I would like to say, if you feel sick, please stay inside. I do not care if you don't have, I do not care if you don't have the symptoms. If you feel sick, weak, coughing, sneezing, any symptoms, I do not care. Stay inside. Because it is for everyone's safety, okay? But if you don't feel sick, if you don't have the symptoms, and you feel absolutely normal, go outside, you know? Spend a little time outside, but stay as far away from people as possible. If you want to take a drive, go ahead and take a drive, you know? If you want to go out and eat, go out and eat. If you're feeling normal. Just be safe out there. Wash them hands, just wash your hands. And go have fun, go have fun walking, go have fun driving, go have fun, and also stay safe.
That was ATMI producer AJ Yambao and his mother. You've been listening to Podcast in Place, Youth Stories from Quarantine from Alaska Teen Media Institute. Our show's theme was composed by Devin Schreckengust. Stay tuned for more stories from quarantined youth. You can also find these stories at alaskateenmedia.org, where we have also included resources for youth during quarantine as part of a partnership with the Alaska State Division of Behavioral Health. Many thanks to supporters of our podcast, including United Way of Anchorage, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the Rasmuson Foundation through the Arts and Education Fund, administered under contract by the Alaska State Council on the Arts. Thanks also to our listeners who contribute to our programs and help us leverage additional funds and grants. If you'd like to support Youth Voices in Anchorage and help keep our podcast going, you can donate to our organization by going to alaskateenmedia.org and clicking Donate. Also on our website, you can learn more about what our organization does, listen to past episodes of our podcast, or find out how you too can get involved. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For the Alaska Teen Media Institute, I'm Quinn White. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there. We'll get through this together.